Hey everybody, it's Bob from Repxotica, and today we're going to go over green tree monitors. Green tree monitors, blue tree monitors, yellow tree monitors. The tree monitor family. We're going to talk about how to acquire the right one, what to look for, and then go over care and maintenance on these guys. Alright, so green tree monitors, and we have a little juvenile one right here. When I get these guys, when I personally will buy one, I will only buy a baby. By nature, they're a skittish, jumpy kind of animal, and from Indonesia, and they're imported frequently. Actually, are imported kind of frequently, but the mortality rate on them is pretty high. So, kind of high-strung, prone to parasitism, and so we go for brand new babies that we raise ourselves, and we know what's gone into them. We know we get the when we open a cage like here. Generally not going to fly around. It should be inquisitive. You can see my hands, not going to bother him. He may not. The cage condition isn't perfect, and they'll get infections and whatnot, and your animal's health will deteriorate rapidly. So that's one of the things when you're going to buy one of these guys. You definitely don't want to buy a full adult unless you know the person you're getting it from, and they can assure you that they've been taken care of very well and raised in captivity for a long time. Fresh imports just flat out don't do very well. Alright, so care for green tree monitors. It is a rainforest animal from Indonesia, so very hot, very humid is going to be the temperature for them, so probably 90 degrees, 80% humidity if possible. You can dip down to 60-70% during the day. But try and raise it up again at night. Hot basking sites and then some cool areas to cool off. It's not, if it's getting real hot in the cage. Cage size as an arboreal animal. These are strictly arboreal animals. Probably in the wild, very rarely go down to the ground. You need a large size cage. So for a juvie, we recommend you start with a 24-inch long by 36-inch high cage, and then as the animal grows, you're going to upgrade the cage to as large as possible to make them feel comfortable. They also really like bird boxes, so a bird nesting box is like the best place for them to home. They will also go into cork tubes and all kinds of things, but those bird boxes really work well. Our guy is in there all the time, and just has a beautiful little nest in there that he created and spends a lot of time in there. Heavily planted. I probably would use fake plants as opposed to live because being a monitor, they're active and they're a little crazy and they will dig and as they get bigger they'll break things and crack your potted plants and whatnot. So stick with the plastic stuff and decorate the cage heavily, and a lot of thick and thin branches go out throughout the cage. Another big thing I want to talk about with them is water. So they're misted every single day. The water bowl in the cage, they will drink out of a water bowl, sometimes suspended like the Mag Naturals, or a ground water bowl. They will go in it. They will clean themselves in there. They will drink it from readily. So the water's got to be pristine and kept that way. So every single day is a water change, at least once a day, and they are sprayed at least once a day. They will drink water droplets off themselves and off the branches and off the plants as well. But feeding these guys, here's another thing, little tip. If you're going to buy one and the owner says, oh yeah, he's eating a lot of mice, probably kind of stay away from that. We breed some dwarf monitors in the store here, and one of the things that smaller monitors are not are real mouse eaters. Will they eat them? Yes. Is it really good for them? Probably not. We have actually seen a few cases where the smaller monitors, whether in a tree or a ground monitor from Australia, developed gout-like symptoms from eating a lot of mice, where the feet or the legs swelled up, and some of that damage from that was pretty permanent. Didn't kill the animal, but certainly takes away from their appearance, and I think obviously it's probably a very uncomfortable situation for them, and certainly one that you don't want to repeat. So take my advice. Green tree monitors as much as you can. Insects, they love stuff running around, so crickets and roaches make up the bulk of the diet. They will also eat some eggs and things like that. I've had them eat ground turkey and some bits of cat food, so things like that are okay. But on the whole, stick with your insects. That seems to be the best diet for them. These animals should be thin and lean, but the tail should be well-rounded and full. So that's really kind of tell, you know, if he's fat and looks kind of paunchy, that's not a good animal to get involved with. They should be kind of thin. But that tail also should not, the tail base especially, should not be sunken in. It should be rounded, and the animal should be very lean and active. And you know, that's the kind of build that you want for that animal. So you know, that's the diet is very important, and is something that we feed these guys just about every single day. Some days it's just a light feeding, a few crickets or a couple of roaches, but other days it's quite a few different insects, and we'll spend, you know, a half hour, 45 minutes just feeding them. So. That's about it for that. If you've got any questions or comments, feel free to give us a call or send us an email. Thanks.